Hey, good morning everybody. This is Sandy Reese with StampinCrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I want to welcome you to our Thursday tutorial. We're doing this a little early today. I've got something else I have to do at noon, so just thought we'd pop in a little bit early. Before we get started, I want to announce that we have a winner from last week, from sharing the video last week. Crystal Schalk is the winner of our 3 cards. They'll have envelopes with those as well. So congratulations, Crystal. Thanks for sharing. Everybody has a chance to win the projects that we make today, or the project that we make today, by sharing the video. I just do enter you in a drawing, and we'll announce it next week. Hi, Kat. Looks like Kathleen's on. I'm very excited. I was trying to think of what I wanted to do, and I had other projects planned, but it was time for our monthly sampler. So I sat down yesterday and I'm like, okay, I want to do a 4th of July sampler. The problem is we don't have any 4th of July stamp sets, so I was like struggling, but I enjoy a challenge. So I'm going to flip you upside down. Looks like Elaine's on. Hi, Elaine. Let me get you flipped, and there we go. And you can see what we're going to do today. That looks pretty centered. Okay, so this is our 4th of July sampler. I only used 2 colors ink. I used Real Red and Night of Navy. But I did have to use a few different dies and stamp sets. So let me show you what I used, the dies that I used. Maybe I'll show you the stamp sets first. Okay, so we used the Sailing Home stamp set, and I used the Lighthouse and the Birds. And then I used the Enjoy Life stamp set, and I just used the one image, and I'll read this phrase to you in just a minute. I thought that would be a nice one. And then I used the Waterfront stamp set, and I used the palm tree covers, or the palm tree tops, because those look like fireworks to me. And then I used this one because I thought it went really well with what's going on right now. And then the last stamp set I used was Silhouette Scenes. I just think the kids playing, you know, the girl swinging. We have the little kid pointing up at the sky. So I thought these were really cute too. You know, everybody has memories of when they were a kid growing up and what 4th of July was like to them. I grew up in Florida, so to me, 4th of July was going to the beach. And then watching fireworks, and so it's got a little bit of a nautical theme. You know, when I was growing up, when I was 16 when Jaws came out, and so Jaws made a real impression on you when you're 16 and went to the beach all the time. So, you know, the whole scene where all the kids are at the beach, that really rings true to what it was like when I was growing up. So that's why I have some of the nautical stuff. Okay, so the die sets I used were the Smooth Sailing dies. So I used those for the anchor, the ship's wheel, and then this little rope detail on this one. And then I used the Stitch Stars dies, which I love. And really, I just used one for the center. I have another one that I might use on the project we do today. And then we have Word Wishes, which I use for the happy, and the TH, which actually came from the word mother for Mother's Day, but I just cut the TH off of the middle of it. And then, so, you know, believe it or not, I do not have everything from the new catalog yet. And I needed to spell out the word July. So we have this new die set called Playful Alphabet. And it's about 3 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch. So they're small dies. I don't have that set yet. It is on my list. And what's nice is this has numbers too. But I don't have it yet. So I don't normally normally do retired items, but I have this old set called Little Letters Thinlit Dies. It's almost the same size. It's slightly bigger, but almost the same. I don't have numbers. So what I did here is I die cut the word July, and then for the 4, I just took an H and cut off the front left leg of the H to make a 4. So that, I figured I could get away with that because it's almost the same as the new one. Not quite, but close. So, excuse me. So let's get started, and then I'll show you how to put this together. Okay, I'm going to move this aside, and we're going to just bring in our pieces. So we're going to start with the lighthouse. I'm actually going to leave this on here while I stamp because it's easier to see on the red cardstock. So I'm going to bring in my Sailing Home set, and then I use the words from the waterfront, and this says, "Every little kindness makes the world brighter." And I picked that verse because, you know, with what's going on right now, we can always, you know, use kindness. And then it's a lighthouse, so kindness makes the world brighter. All right. Now, I seem to have a problem stamping this lighthouse straight every time. I did cut a couple extra pieces just in case. I don't know where they are. But I'm hoping I get this stamped straight the first time. I'm going to get my hardest part done first. All right. Let's go a little bit. So I'm stamping it, excuse me, slightly to the left. I've been talking way too much lately. Okay, hopefully that will be straight. I'm afraid. Okay, that looks pretty good. I was a little concerned. Okay, then we're going to stamp our words, if I can get them on my block here. And we're going to do real red. Alright, I'm going to do it too high. Every little kindness makes the world brighter. Alright, and then we're going to add our birds in navy. Put these up here. Yay! So that is it for that one. I'm gonna leave these open, and we'll do all our stamping first. Okay. Whoa. Get everything cleaned off. Move to the next one. Not sure it's wet enough, but that's okay. All right. So we're done with this one. Now I've seen a lot of samplers done with that Sailing Home set. So if you love the nautical stuff, tons of ideas out there to use all those great images and all the different dies. All right, let's go ahead and glue this down while we're at it. And look, I have some of the new Stampin' Seal. Let everybody look. It's a bigger, let me compare. So this was the old. And you can see, now I have used some of this, but you can see how much adhesive is in there. Quite a bit of adhesive. This is the old one. And it feels smooth. It has a cap that goes on the end. This is the cap. That's upside down. That covers it, okay? The one thing is that it doesn't flip up, it just comes off. So you got to be careful not to lose that, because if you're putting this in your bag or your little tote, you want to have that on. Now I tend to want, it feels kind of like the fast fuse we used to have. It goes on real smooth, so it doesn't make that sound. Okay, we're done with that one. I'm going to bring this next one in. So So when we do, I'll show you the difference between these. But these, it's smooth, and I tend to want to click it to the side like Fast Fuse, but don't do that because it makes the tape go off of there. I have to learn not to do that. Okay, so I thought I had a smaller block up here, which I don't, but that's okay. So this is the little girl who's going to be swinging. So I'm going to stamp a few fireworks up at the top first, because when she's swinging, she's kind of looking up in the air. So I wanted to do my faux fireworks. I'm going to do them a little bit different. Let's do like a little one coming down. So the sky's kind of going crazy with fireworks. Okay. Now maybe they don't look a whole lot like fireworks, but I think they're pretty close. And it's a white sky, so I've got to do red. If it was black, then you could do like a gold embossing powder, and they would probably look a lot more like fireworks. But you know, we work with what we got, right? Okay. So next we're going to stamp the silhouette. I've been excited. I've been wanting to use this, and I haven't had a chance. So let's make sure she looks really good and well inked. Now I'm going to stamp her down a little ways. I don't want her that far up. I want her closer to the bottom of the paper. So I'm going to stamp here, and I'm making sure as much as I can that the ropes on her swing are going pretty straight up. Hold it for a second, especially because it's a big solid die, to make sure all that ink gets on there. Okay, perfect. Alright, then I'm going to take my Night and Navy marker, and I'm going to do the thin end. Look, I've already got ink on my hands. I'm going to do the thin end, and we're just going to bring her ropes up past the paper. All right. And then she's swinging. I love that one. Okay. So I'm going to show you with the old snail adhesive. See, made noise with this Stampin' Seal. Silence. So now you can glue to your heart's content and not wake anyone up. Because that's a thing, right? All right, what else? So now we're going to stamp. We don't have too much stamping on this one. Let's get this cleaned off here. Let's do our words on our bottom panel. We're going to do this in navy. We're going to just stamp it right in the center, so I can't tell where the center is. I'm going to put it back on the red so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Centered. That looks pretty centered. And this says, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. So I thought that was a good one. I would love to have a 4th of July Americana stamp set. I'm going to ask. I'm going to put that in the product sandbox. We'll see what happens. Okay. But we are an international company, so sometimes, you know, I don't know if our German demonstrators would appreciate Americana stamp set. But maybe we should have one for each of the countries, like whatever our logo is. All right, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, see, I was supposed to cut that off before I glued it on. That's what happens. I get to talking. All right, that's okay. We can make it work. Let's just mark this right here. I think that's where it goes. Just a hair more. Let's see. Perfect. Okay, we'll cut the other one too, so we have that as a sample. So this little rope from the smooth sailing dies is not quite long enough to do both sides, so I had to cut two. And I'll put a full list of supplies on my blog a little later today when I get back from the food pantry. That's where I have to help out a little bit today. Short-handed on a Thursday. Okay. So because this is so narrow, I'm just going to do a little bit of combo adhesive. Hold it down. The liquid glue. Alright, we'll do the other side. Okay. They are doing some street work out on our street, so it's a little bit noisy today. Alright, so our last piece that we're going to stamp is this one, which has all of our words. So what I'm going to do is just, oh, I should have just left this one on. We're going to stamp our fireworks one more time in the upper right hand corner. So pretend those are really high up in the sky and it's nighttime and that they're gold. And then we're going to stamp this little boy pointing up at them. I think it's a boy. It could be a girl. He's wearing a shirt and I don't know. It's a boy with long hair or a girl. Either way, it's a child. I'm going to assume it's a child. Alright, so I want them down here at the bottom, pointing up at the fireworks. And I hold that for just a second since it's a big... Perfect! Isn't that stamped so well? I love this one. Okay. I think that's it for stamping. So let me close these up so we don't have any tragic accidents as we're assembling. Move everything over. Okay. So let's go ahead and stick this on. I'm going to use my new stuff. See, I want to go to the side. I don't know why. Can't help myself. So it's so quiet, I feel like it needs noise. Okay. So, oh, I thought I picked all these out. Oh. Alright, so we're going to glue down our happy first. Make sure all your little pieces are poked out. I'm just going to use a teeny bit of Tombow here to glue this down. It's a little noisy outside. I hear some rattling from the street work. Okay, so we're going to do happy. And then July 4th. So I did July in red. I wanted it to stand out a little bit. I have this red star I'm saving. I'm not sure where I'm going to put that. Okay, so we have this new stuff, which is like a foam adhesive sheets, which I could have put the red on there and then die cut it with the foam adhesive sheet, but I don't have them in yet. So I'm just cutting little teeny strips of off the side of my dimensionals and using that. Okay, so I want my July. I'm going to do the J first, and then I'm going to do the Y on the other side. Okay, I need something to, let me use this. I want to make sure that it's kind of a guide so I get them on evenly. So the J's hanging over just a bit. I have these spread out just a hair. a hair too far, but we'll see. It's not very thin. Alright, I need to cut these thinner. Go on this side and just cut really thin strips. So this is the best way. If you're popping up really thin images, then just cut off the edges of your paper. I'm trying to see which is the front. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to do one on either side. A little bit of a mess here. Okay. Alright, that's sticky. Alright, I'm going to do J. Let's spread that over just a little bit. And just put it down gently in case I need to move it. And then we'll do the L. I'm going to put one at the top. And then one across the bottom too. Comes up. All right, I just don't want that sticking out. Ah! You know, me and adhesive, it's a whole love-hate relationship. Okay, do our L. Spread out a little bit. I'm going to bring that U over just a hair. Bring my J over just a hair, if I can. Ah! I'm going to get that stuff off of there, that tape. Okay, J, one more time. Put these down lightly, so you can move them easily, just in case. Okay, I know, I'm sorry. This is the worst part of the whole project, is just putting the letters on straight and in the right position. So thank you for your, you know, I'm just leaving that right there. Okay, happy July. There's a little fuzzy, we'll get that off. And then we'll do 4th. So I have my H. I'm going to cut this off. Now we have a 4. We're going to pop the 4 up. If I could find where I might cut these things. Put one right there. And then I need one more little skinny piece. The other side of the 4. We'll do 4 right here. And then here is the word mother. So I'm just going to cut off the TH. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's pop out the center of that. Okay. Adhesive on there. Maybe July 4th. Oh my gosh. That took so long. Okay. So let's do our other 3 quick pieces. These are our quick die cut pieces. I felt it had too much white, so I wanted to do some blue on here. So with this, a trick is you can't do it at an angle. You got to kind of go up. Hold the applicator straight up. Now I have a little bit of this red and white ribbon. This is from the Playful Pets ribbon combo pack. And so I just tied it into my anchor. I tried doing it, you know, folding it in half and looping it through with a long tail, and it didn't look right. So I'm just sticking it through and then just tying a knot kind of on the front of the anchor, and just have it kind of coming out a little bit, but I don't want a huge amount, so let's just kind of cut that off. Cut that off there. And we put a couple dimensionals on the back. This one's nice and big, so we can do that. And just stick that in the middle. Alright, that one's done. Now we're going to put our star right in the middle, since it's 4th of July and stars are kind of the theme of 4th of July. We'll put a couple dimensionals on that. Alright, we'll just put, I think 2 is good enough, it's not going anywhere. Okay, that looks pretty centered. And last but not least, we are going to put our ship's wheel on here. You can see, look, it goes down just like the snail did. You see that? It's just much quieter. And there's more of it. Alright, so on this one, I'm going to pop this up, but I'm going to use a couple of these thin pieces here again and put them on the sides. Let's see, I hope that's not too thick. I'll just do one on each side. Should be enough. Put it on the top and bottom. See if we can center that pretty well. And then I did a bow out of the same ribbon. I'm just going to use a glue dot and stick that. These are some leftover from Paper Pumpkin Kit. I always have a ton of glue dots left over from Paper Pumpkin. Make sure I have it on the right side, the prettiest side. This side, I think. I'm going to stick that right in the middle. You could make a smaller bow if you wanted to, but we want our tails to be pretty much even, so we'll cut a little bit off of this one. Alright, that looks pretty even. So we are all set to put it together. Then we're going to add some rhinestones on the top. Alright, let me clear a space here. We'll bring this in. Alright, now we're ready for assembly. So we are going to go, let's just kind of lay it out right here. We're going to bring our little frame in that's made out of 1 5/8 inch strips of cardstock so that we can get them all in the corner. So I'm going to start with my bottom left corner. I'm going to do 4 strips on that one. Okay, hold it down, put that there. Okay, we're going to put this one on next. We'll do our 4 corners first. It's kind of bumpy because I put those letters on. I can't get the adhesive to roll on because it's bumpy. There we go. Okay, let's make sure this is back even. All right. Move this out of the way. Moving it around a hair. Okay, we're going to put this one in next on the bottom. Okay, rotate it. Let's get this one in next. Make sure our frame is nice and square, hopefully. This way, and this one is up in this corner. Let's go in the right direction. She goes right there. A little piece of dimensional that's been glued there for all eternity now. Okay. Center that one. We can get rid of that. Let's flip it around and we'll get our star in there. Okay, find which way the star is pointing. And then just make sure it's even top and bottom, side to side. All right. Yay! Okay, so I have some of these little red gems. I'm going to take these, and just to make sure everybody knows that's a firework, I'm going to put one on each of the little fireworks here. There's one, it's right between the swing arms. Okay, I'm going to put them in these fireworks. Alright, and then I wanted to add just a couple. I'm going to put one more little sparkle up there, maybe a little sparkle over there, and I'm going to add just a couple over here just to add a little more bling. You know, and you could always add, just keep adding. You could even do rhinestones. I had this little red star, so I was debating if I wanted to put it right on top of that star. So you guys tell me what you think. I'll look at the comments. I could put it right there, or I could maybe put it down here at the bottom and just fill in that one. What do you think? You guys tell me. Let me look. Look at comments here. All right, you guys tell me, where should I put that star? I'm gonna let you guys vote. I could always put more. I thought about doing this little stamp right here. It's called Keep Dreaming, because she kind of looks like she's dreaming. I thought that would be cute there. But I'm not gonna do it, but I do want to add this little red star. Either way, in the big star, okay, if you like either way, I think, now this is going in a frame, so I'm just going to, I'll add it to the big star. Anybody else on the star? Okay, I'm going to do it on the star. I'm not going to pop it up because this is already popped up, and the frame is not like a shadow box, it's just a regular frame, so I don't want it to smash it. Okay, we'll let that dry. I could put a red gem in there, but I think that's too much. I think we'll just leave it as is. Sometimes you just have to know when to stop. So I hope you guys like this today. If you share this video, make sure you post